Hey guys, we're solving equations today. You're going to have a two-part video. The first section is going to be on addition and subtraction, and the second section is going to be on multiplication and division. So let's get started. An equation is a mathematical sentence stating that two expressions are equal. To solve an equation is to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. We use inverse or opposite operations to find the value of the variable. And when we're writing equations from word problems, we ask ourselves, what operation should I use to solve the problem? Then we write our equation using the inverse operation. So let's look at addition first. When we are solving an addition equation, we use the inverse operation, which is subtraction, in order to find our solution. So we subtract the same number from both sides of the equal sign. All right, guys. The way I am showing you to do this is the way that you should do it each and every time you are solving equations. When you get into higher level math and have multi-step equation, it's going to prove to be beneficial if you do it the way I am telling you to do it. All right. So I am going to subtract 35 from both sides of the equal sign. Now I'm subtracting 35 because my objective is to get x alone on one side of the equal sign. So moving 35 gives me x alone. So I'm going to subtract 35 from both sides. What you do on one side, you must do on the other side. So I often like to tell the kids to draw like a little fence in order to remind yourself that whatever I do on this side, I have to do on the other side to keep it balanced. All right. So positive 35 minus 35 gives me 0, which leaves x alone. 70 minus 35 gives me 35. So if I substitute 35 in for x, 35 plus 35 gives me 70. So I know that my answer of x equals 35 is correct. So now when we have a word problem, the first thing you do, of course, is read your word problem. So let's read it. It says Tatiana has $38. She earned some more money selling newspapers in her neighborhood. She now has $84. Write and solve an equation to represent the amount of money Tatiana earned selling newspapers. Now, if I just wanted an answer and I did not have to write an equation, I know that I would do 84 minus 38 to find out how much money she earns. But since I have to write an equation, I use the inverse operation. So my equation is going to be an addition equation. So I know Tatiana has $38. I know she earned some money. Okay, so she has $38. She earned some money. And now she has $84. So now I have an addition equation, and I know I need to use the inverse to solve. So I subtract 38 from both sides. 38, positive 38, minus 38 gives me 0, so that leaves x alone. And then I do 84 minus 38, and that gives me $46. Okay, so if I substitute 46 where x is, 38 plus 46 gives me 84. So I know my answer of $46 is correct. Okay, moving on to subtraction. So I use the inverse, and the inverse of subtraction is addition. So I add the same number to both sides of the equal sign. Okay. My objective again is to get x alone. So that means I'm going to add 23 to both sides. Negative 23 plus 23 gives me 0. So x is by itself. And then I'm left with 73. Okay. Now, If I substitute 73 for x, 73 minus 23 gives me 50. So I know that my answer of x equals 73 is correct. All right, so now let's look at our word problem. Robert had money in his savings account. He spent $43 of it on a new jacket. He has $80 left. How much money did he have in his savings before he bought the jacket? Now, I know if I wanted to know how much money Robert had in his account before he bought the jacket, I would just add 80 and 43. But since I also have to write an equation, I am going to write the equation using the inverse. So it's going to be a subtraction equation. So Robert had some money. So X represents the money Robert had. Robert spent $43. So we're taking away the $43 that he spent, and now he has $80 left. Okay, so I'm going to add 43 to both sides. Negative 43 plus 43 gives us 0, which leaves x alone, and that's exactly what I want to happen. And I add it, and I get $123. So Robert had $123 in his account. How do I know? Okay, so I substitute 123 for x. I subtract 43, and I'm left with 80. So I know my answer of 123 is correct. All right. So if you have any questions, make sure that you post them to Google Classroom, email your teacher, or whatever you need to do in order to get clarification. Thank you and have a good day.